Hi, Jake. It's great to see you. I haven't seen you in ages.
Sam, it's been too long. How have you been?
I've been good, just busy with work. What does that mean it's been too long? Is that something people say when they haven't seen someone for a while?
Exactly. It's been too long is a friendly way of saying we haven't seen each other for a long time and that I've missed our conversations. It's a common expression when reuniting with friends. So, what have you been up to lately?
Not much. I've been hanging out with my new roommate. He's really cool.
Oh, hanging out. That's a good phrase to know. It means spending time casually with someone, usually friends, without any specific plans. What makes your roommate cool?
He's very funny and easy to talk to, but what exactly does cool mean in this context? I know it can mean cold temperature.
Good question. In this context, cool is slang for someone who's interesting, pleasant, or impressive. It's an informal way to say you approve of someone or something. So your roommate is someone you enjoy being around. What's his name?
His name is David. We hit it off right away when we first met.
Hit it off. That's another useful expression. It means you connected or got along well immediately. It's used when people form a quick friendship or connection. So you and David became friends quickly?
Yes, we did. He's really down to earth, and we have a lot in common.
Down to earth is a great description. It means someone is practical, reasonable, and not pretentious. They're honest and straightforward. And having things in common means you share similar interests or experiences. What kinds of things do you have in common with David?
We both love playing basketball and watching sci-fi movies. He's a real movie buff, so we often have movie nights.
A movie buff? That's someone who really enjoys movies and knows a lot about them. It's like being an enthusiast or an expert. You can use buff for other interests too, like history buff or fitness buff. Do you have other close friends besides David?
Yes, I have a childhood friend named Lisa. We go way back.
Go way back is a nice idiom. It means you've known someone for a very long time, usually since childhood. It suggests a long-standing relationship. Tell me more about Lisa.
Lisa is very reliable. I can always count on her when I'm in trouble, but sometimes she can be a bit nosy.
Let me explain those terms. Reliable means someone is dependable and trustworthy. You know they'll do what they say they will. Count on someone means you can depend on them, especially in difficult times. And nosy means someone who's too curious about other people's business. They ask a lot of personal questions or try to know things that don't concern them. Is Lisa nosy in a bad way?
Not really. She means well, but sometimes she asks too many personal questions. I know she's just looking out for me.
Means well is a good phrase. It means someone has good intentions, even if their actions might sometimes annoy you. And looking out for someone means they're watching over you and trying to protect you. These are both positive traits in a friend, even if they can be a bit much sometimes.
Yes, exactly. I also have a friend from work named Tom, who's a bit of a flake. Is that the right word?
Yes, flake or being flaky describes someone who isn't reliable. They might cancel plans at the last minute or forget to do things they promised. It's the opposite of being dependable. Why do you call Tom a flake?
He often makes plans but cancels at the last minute. It can be frustrating, but he's actually a good friend when he does show up.
I understand that frustration. Here's another useful phrase. We might say, Tom bails on you when he cancels plans. Like, Tom always bails on our dinner plans. But it sounds like he has redeeming qualities too.
Redeeming qualities, what does that mean?
Redeeming qualities are positive characteristics that make up for someone's negative traits. So even though Tom is unreliable, he might be really fun, generous, or supportive when he is around. Those would be his redeeming qualities. What makes Tom a good friend despite being flaky?
He's very generous and always has my back when we're at work. If someone criticizes my ideas, he stands up for me.
Those are great expressions. Having someone's back means supporting or protecting someone, especially in difficult situations. And standing up for someone means defending them when they're being criticized or treated unfairly. Those are valuable qualities in a friend. Do you have a best friend?
I'd say Lisa's my best friend. We've been through thick and thin together.
Through thick and thin is a wonderful expression that means you've stayed friends during both good times and bad times. It shows the friendship has endured difficulties. What kinds of situations have you and Lisa faced together?
When I lost my job last year, Lisa was there for me. She helped me find a new one. And when she went through a bad breakup, I let her crash at my place for a few weeks.
You've used several good expressions there. Being there for someone means supporting them emotionally during difficult times. Going through a breakup means experiencing the end of a romantic relationship. And crashing at someone's place means staying temporarily at someone's home, usually informally. Your friendship with Lisa sounds very supportive.
It is. I also have a friend named Ryan who's a bit of a social butterfly. Is that the right expression?
Yes, a social butterfly is someone who's very sociable, popular, and comfortable in social situations. They typically have many friends and enjoy being around people. They float from one social group to another easily, like a butterfly moving between flowers. Is Ryan outgoing?
Very outgoing. He knows everyone and always introduces me to new people. But sometimes I think he's spreading himself too thin with so many friends.
Spreading yourself too thin is an excellent idiom. It means trying to do too many things or maintain too many relationships so you can't give proper attention to any of them. It's like having too little butter for too many pieces of bread. Do you think Ryan values all his friendships equally?
I don't think so. I think he has his inner circle and then more casual friends. I hope I'm in his inner circle.
Inner circle refers to someone's closest friends or associates, the people they trust the most and spend the most time with. It contrasts with casual acquaintances. Have you and Ryan been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for about 5 years. We clicked immediately when we met at a party.
Clicked is similar to hit it off that we discussed earlier. It means you connected instantly and got along well right away. There was an immediate mutual understanding or appreciation. It's a good sign for a friendship when you click with someone. Do you and Ryan ever have disagreements?
Sometimes we butt heads over political issues, but we respect each other's opinions.
Butt heads is a colorful expression that means to disagree or argue, often stubbornly. It comes from the image of rams or goats butting their heads together when they fight. It's normal for even good friends to butt heads occasionally. It's great that you can disagree respectfully.
Yes, I think it's important to agree to disagree sometimes. I have another friend, Emma, who I've recently drifted apart from.
Agree to disagree means accepting you have different opinions without trying to change each other's minds. It's a mature approach to handling differences. And drifting apart means gradually becoming less close over time, usually unintentionally. Friendships sometimes evolve this way. Why do you think you and Emma drifted apart?
We just grew in different directions. She moved to another city for work and we gradually lost touch.
Growing in different directions means your lives, interests, or values have changed in ways that make you less compatible as friends. And losing touch means you communicate less and less frequently until you barely communicate at all. It's a common but sad part of some friendships. Have you thought about reconnecting with Emma?
I've been meaning to reach out to her, but I've been putting it off. I'm not sure what to say after so long.
Meaning to do something indicates an intention that you haven't acted on yet, and putting something off means delaying or postponing an action, usually due to reluctance or discomfort. Perhaps you could break the ice with a simple message.
Break the ice? What does that mean exactly?
Breaking the ice means to do or say something that reduces tension or awkwardness in a social situation, especially when people don't know each other well or haven't spoken in a long time. It makes further interaction easier. For example, you could send Emma a message about a shared memory or something that reminded you of her.
That's a good idea. I should stop dragging my feet and just contact her.
Dragging your feet is another great idiom. It means deliberately delaying or moving slowly on something you need to do. It suggests reluctance. Good for you for deciding to reach out. Do you make friends easily, Sam?
I'm a bit of a wallflower at parties, so it's not always easy for me to make new friends.
A wallflower is someone who stays on the sidelines at social events, maybe due to shyness or discomfort. They metaphorically blend into the wall rather than participating actively. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Many people feel that way in new social situations.
Yes, I'm definitely more comfortable one-on-one than in large groups. What about you, Jake? Are you a people person?
People person is a good term. It describes someone who enjoys interacting with others and is good at it. They're sociable and find energy in social interactions rather than feeling drained by them. Yes, I'd say I'm a people person, though I also value my alone time. I've never met a stranger, as the saying goes.
You've never met a stranger? What does that mean?
Never met a stranger is an expression that means someone is so friendly and outgoing that they treat everyone they meet like a friend, not a stranger. They talk easily with new people and make them feel comfortable. It's a compliment for someone who's very sociable.
That definitely sounds like you. You're also a good listener. I think that's why you have so many friends.
Thanks. Being a good listener means paying genuine attention when others speak and showing interest in what they're saying. It's an important skill for building strong friendships. Do you have any friends you describe as fair weather friends?
Fair weather friends. I'm not familiar with that expression.
A fair weather friend is someone who is only your friend when things are good or when it benefits them. They disappear when you're having problems or need support. The term comes from the idea that they're only around during fair weather, good times, and not during storms, bad times. They're the opposite of friends who stick by you through thick and thin.
I see. I had a fair weather friend in college. When I was popular on the basketball team, he was always around, but when I got injured and couldn't play anymore, he suddenly had no time for me.
That's unfortunately a perfect example of a fair weather friend. It can be disappointing to realize someone's friendship was conditional. On the other hand, difficult times often show you who your true friends are.
That's true. I've also had friends who stabbed me in the back. That means they betrayed me, right?
Exactly. Stabbing someone in the back is a strong idiom for betrayal, especially by someone you trusted. It suggests a secretive or unexpected betrayal, like someone attacking you from behind where you can't see it coming. I'm sorry to hear you've experienced that. Would you like to talk about what happened?
It was my friend who spread rumors about me. I thought we were tight, but he was two-faced.
You've used some good expressions there. Being tight with someone means having a close friendship. And two-faced describes someone who acts differently in different situations. They might be nice to your face, but say bad things behind your back. It's similar to being fake or insincere. That kind of betrayal can really sting.
Yes, it took me a while to get over it, but I've learned to be more careful about who I trust. I value genuine friends who keep it real.
Keep it real is a great modern expression. It means to be authentic, honest, and true to yourself and others, not pretending or being fake. And you're right, it's normal to become more cautious about trust after being hurt. Quality of friendships is more important than quantity.
Definitely. I'd rather have a few ride or die friends than lots of superficial relationships.
Ride or die is a powerful expression. It describes extremely loyal friends who stick with you through anything, even dangerous or difficult situations. It suggests they risk everything to support you. The phrase comes from the idea that they'd ride with you until death if necessary. It's about ultimate loyalty. Those friends are rare and precious.
They really are. Do you have any ride or die friends, Jake?
I'd say I have two friends I consider ride or die. We've been friends since elementary school and have supported each other through everything. Family problems, career setbacks, relationship disasters, you name it, we have a tight-knit group.
Tight-knit. What does that mean?
Tight-knit describes a group like friends or family who are very close, loyal, and supportive of each other. The term gives the image of being woven or knitted closely together with strong bonds. A tight-knit group usually shares many experiences and has deep connections.
That sounds wonderful. I've also heard the expression thick as thieves. Is that similar?
Yes, thick as thieves is similar. It describes people who are extremely close friends and loyal to each other, often sharing secrets. The phrase originally referred to criminals who had to trust each other completely, but now it's used for any very close friendship. It suggests a special bond and complete trust.
I like that expression. I'd say Lisa and I are thick as thieves. We know all each other's secrets and inside jokes.
Inside jokes is another good friendship term. These are jokes that only certain people understand because they refer to shared experiences or knowledge. Having many inside jokes often indicates a close relationship with shared history. They help create a sense of belonging and special connection.
Yes, sometimes we just need to say one word and we both burst out laughing while everyone else looks confused.
That's exactly what inside jokes are about. They create a special bond between friends. Speaking of different types of friends, do you have any friends you'd consider frenemies?
Frenemies? That sounds like a combination of friend and enemy.
That's exactly right. A frenemy is someone who acts like your friend sometimes, but also shows hostile or competitive behavior at other times. The relationship has elements of both friendship and rivalry. It's often used to describe complicated relationships where there's both affection and tension.
I think I have a frenemy at work. Megan is friendly to my face, but she sometimes takes credit for my ideas or makes subtle digs about my work.
Taking credit for someone's work or ideas means claiming them as your own. It's a form of stealing recognition, and making digs refers to saying subtly critical or insulting things, often disguised as jokes or casual comments. These are definitely frenemy behaviors. How do you handle that situation?
I try to keep her at arm's length while staying professional.
Keeping someone at arm's length is a perfect idiom for this situation. It means maintaining emotional distance from someone, being polite but not getting too close or sharing too much personal information. It's a way of protecting yourself while still interacting when necessary. That sounds like a wise approach with a frenemy.
It seems to work. I've also learned not to burn bridges with people, even if we don't get along.
Burning bridges means damaging a relationship so badly that you can't repair it or go back, like burning a bridge you might need to cross again later. It's often used in professional contexts to advise against dramatic exits or conflicts that might hurt future opportunities. It's wise not to burn bridges, especially in work environments.
Exactly. I've seen people burn bridges and later regret it when they needed a reference or ran into that person in a new job.
That's very true. The professional world can be surprisingly small. Let's talk about making new friends as adults. Do you find it harder to make friends now than when you were younger?
Definitely. In school, you're surrounded by potential friends, but as an adult, it's harder to put yourself out there and meet new people.
Put yourself out there is a great phrase. It means making an effort to be socially available, taking risks to meet new people or try new experiences. It often involves some vulnerability. And you're right, adult friendship often requires more intentional effort than childhood friendships.
Yes, it feels more awkward to try to make friends as an adult. How do you break the ice with someone new?
We mentioned breaking the ice earlier, ways to start conversation and reduce initial awkwardness. Some good icebreakers include asking about hobbies, commenting on shared experiences, like a class you're both taking, or even just complimenting something specific about the person. The key is to be genuine.
Those are good suggestions. I sometimes struggle with small talk, though it feels forced.
Small talk refers to light, polite conversation about non-controversial topics like weather, sports, or current events. It serves a social purpose of establishing comfort before deeper topics. Many people find it challenging or artificial, but it can be a gateway to more meaningful conversation. What kind of conversations do you prefer?
I prefer deep conversations where you really get to know someone. I like to pick someone's brain about their interests and experiences.
Picking someone's brain means asking them detailed questions about their knowledge or expertise on a particular subject. It's a way to learn from their experience or wisdom. I agree that those deeper conversations often lead to stronger connections than just small talk.
Yes, I've also found that shared activities can help build friendships naturally. My friend Alex and I bonded over rock climbing.
Bonding over something means developing a connection through a shared interest, experience, or activity. It's often easier to form friendships when you're doing something together rather than just trying to make conversation. Shared activities give you built-in conversation topics and experiences.
That's true. Alex and I hit it off because we both love outdoor activities. We clicked right away when we met at the climbing gym.
You're using those friendship expressions perfectly now. Hitting it off and clicking both describe that immediate connection. It's great when friendship forms naturally around shared interests. You don't have to force conversation because you already have something in common to talk about.
Exactly. But I've also had to cut ties with some toxic friends over the years.
Cutting ties means ending a relationship completely, often by stopping all communication. And a toxic friend is someone whose behavior or influence is harmful to your well-being. They might be overly negative, manipulative, or drain your energy. It's sometimes necessary for your own health to end those relationships. Was that difficult for you?
It was hard, but I realized some friendships were one-sided. I was always there for them, but they never returned the favor.
A one-sided friendship is unbalanced. One person gives much more effort, emotional support, or resources than the other. Returning the favor means reciprocating when someone has done something nice for you. Friendship should generally be reciprocal, with both people supporting each other. You deserve better than one-sided relationships.
Thanks, Jake. I'm getting better at recognizing red flags and potential friends now.
Red flags are warning signs that suggest potential problems in a relationship. They indicate behaviors or attitudes that might become issues later. Being able to recognize these early can save you from difficult relationships. What sort of red flags do you look out for?
I watch out for people who only talk about themselves and never ask about me, or who only contact me when they need something. Those are deal breakers for me now.
Deal breakers are qualities or behaviors that you consider absolutely unacceptable in a relationship. They break the deal and mean you won't pursue or continue that relationship. The examples you mentioned are indeed common warning signs of self-centered friends. It's healthy to have boundaries about how you expect to be treated.
Definitely. I've learned that the hard way. On a more positive note, do you believe in the idea of having a kindred spirit?
A kindred spirit is someone who shares your fundamental values, outlook, or sensibilities. You feel a natural affinity with them because you're similar in important ways. It's like finding someone who understands you on a deep level. I do believe some people connect more naturally than others. Have you ever met someone you'd consider a kindred spirit?
I think Lisa is my kindred spirit. Even though we're different in many ways, we just get each other. It's like We're on the same wavelength.
Being on the same wavelength is a great expression. It means thinking in similar ways or understanding each other easily without much explanation. It suggests a natural harmony between people. And getting someone means understanding them deeply, including their humor, perspectives, and feelings. Those connections are special.
They really are. I also appreciate friends who give me the benefit of the doubt when misunderstandings happen.
Giving someone the benefit of the doubt means choosing to believe the best about their intentions or actions when there's uncertainty. For example, if a friend doesn't respond to your message, giving them the benefit of the doubt might mean assuming they're busy rather than ignoring you. It's a form of trust and goodwill in friendships.
Yes, exactly. I try to do that with my friends too. I don't jump to conclusions if they do something that could be interpreted negatively.
Jumping to conclusions means making a judgment or decision without having all the facts, often assuming the worst. Avoiding this habit is important in friendships since misunderstandings are common. Taking time to ask questions and clarify shows respect for the relationship.
I agree. I've found that most conflicts with friends happen because of miscommunication or wrong assumptions.
That's very insightful. Speaking of conflicts, do you know what it means to clear the air with a friend?
I'm not sure. Does it mean to resolve a disagreement?
Yes, clearing the air means addressing and resolving tension or conflict openly. It's like removing the heavy air between people after a disagreement. Having an honest conversation to express feelings and reach understanding can prevent resentment from building up. Have you had to clear the air with friends before?
Yes, last month I had to clear the air with David after a misunderstanding about some shared expenses. It was awkward at first, but I'm glad we talked it out.
Talking it out is another useful phrase. It means discussing a problem thoroughly until you reach resolution. It emphasizes communication as the path to solving conflicts. It's often uncomfortable in the moment, but usually strengthens the friendship in the long run. Good for you for having that difficult conversation.
Thanks. I've learned that sweeping problems under the rug usually makes them worse.
Sweeping problems under the rug is a vivid idiom. It means hiding or ignoring problems rather than addressing them, like hiding dirt under a rug, where it's not visible but still there. You're right that this approach typically allows problems to grow bigger over time. Addressing issues directly is usually healthier.
Definitely. I also value friends who call me out when I'm not being my best self.
Calling someone out means directly addressing or confronting someone about behavior you find problematic or inappropriate. When friends do this constructively, it comes from a place of caring and wanting to help you grow. True friends will hold you accountable rather than just agreeing with everything you do.
Exactly. Lisa has no problem telling me when I'm in the wrong. She keeps me grounded.
Keeping someone grounded means helping them stay realistic, humble, and connected to what's important, preventing them from getting carried away with ego or losing perspective. It's a valuable service that good friends provide for each other. We all need people who will be honest with us.
True. I also appreciate friends who have my corner, especially in difficult situations.
I think you mean in your corner. It's a boxing metaphor where the trainer and supporters are literally in the boxer's corner of the ring. It means having someone who supports you, defends you, and cheers for your success. It's similar to having your back that we discussed earlier.
Yes, that's what I meant. Thanks for correcting me. It's important to have friends in your corner when times are tough.
Absolutely. And don't worry about the mistake. Using idioms correctly takes practice. Speaking of friendship during difficult times, do you know what it means when someone is a shoulder to cry on?
I think it means someone you can go to when you're sad, someone who comforts you.
That's exactly right. A shoulder to cry on is someone who provides emotional support and comfort during difficult times, someone you can literally or figuratively cry with when you're upset. It represents a safe space to express vulnerability. Which of your friends is your best shoulder to cry on?
Definitely Lisa. She's great at just listening without trying to immediately solve my problems. She lets me vent when I need to.
Venting or letting someone vent is another good friendship term. It means allowing someone to express strong emotions, usually frustration or anger, by talking about them openly. The listener isn't expected to solve the problem, just provide a safe space for expression. It's like releasing pressure from a system.
Yes, sometimes I just need to get things off my chest without looking for solutions.
Getting something off your chest means expressing feelings or thoughts that have been bothering you, especially things you've been holding inside. It suggests relief from unburdening yourself. Good friends understand when you need solutions and when you just need someone to listen.
You're right about that. It's been great talking with you today, Jake. I've learned so many useful expressions about friendship.
I've enjoyed our conversation too, Sam. Your English is really improving. Let's do this again soon.
Definitely, thanks for all your help. See you next time.
See you soon. Take care, friend.